This show is sponsored by Den 10 Insurance Services, helping businesses get the right insurance for all their insurance needs. Visit den10.io to get a quote. DENTEN.io. And remember, when you buy an insurance policy from Den 10, you're giving back on a global scale. Hello, all my entrepreneurs and business leaders, and welcome to the Michael Esposito Show, where I interview titans of industry in order to inform, educate, and inspire you to be great. Today's show is actually a little bit different. We're going to be speaking about giving back to our local communities and our global communities. My guest today is a retired district superintendent. He served in the U.S. Navy as an air control officer and has been involved in the Rotary for over 40 years. He is a charter member of the Wallkill East Rotary Club. Please welcome Dr. William Bassett.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. Do you also go by Bill?
I do, absolutely.
Fantastic. So, Bill, can you share with us a little bit about your upbringing and what got you into teaching? You were a mathematics teacher and then studied school administration, got your doctorate in it.
Right.
What inspired you to go down the path of teaching?
My mother was a teacher. I'm not sure that's what dragged me into teaching, but we were always involved with school. My father was on the school board. He was also a Rotarian, and so as a youngster, I was involved in Rotary, pancake breakfasts and cleaning up parks and things like that. So I sort of had that indoctrination. It was a tough time in the late 60s, 70s in terms of employment, and also Vietnam was going on, which was also a challenge. So I wound up in the Navy, and the Navy, thank goodness, gave me the GI Bill. And so then off to graduate school, and I got into school administration through that, and started out as an elementary school principal, and then worked my way up to school superintendent, and that's what I retired as. So.
Yeah, as a superintendent. My you and I share some common threads there in that my mother is a retired New York City Board of Ed educator, and also she also was a dean and an assistant principal, and served in many capacities at the administration level as well in the New York Board of Ed.
Yeah, right.
And my wife is in her 17th year. Teaching at Poughkeepsie Middle School with special education, education, that is.
Excellent.
And she's looking to get into administration and seek some higher learning degrees and all that.
Sure.
So I bring up the teaching and the Navy because of what we're going to speak about today in the mission that you have at the Rotary Club. Mm-hmm. And what I think it aligns really well with is service. Service to our communities, service to the people in those communities, and to the future, and to what the future holds.
Yeah.
And I think as an educator and as somebody who served in the military, I think you can attest to this, and please expand on this, and that it's while it's important to take care of our backyards, it also serves us and serves everyone around us to take care of others' backyards and to help people, not just locally, but globally and in other places.
Right, absolutely. And, I in my profession as a school superintendent, I was always involved in the communities a great deal in every aspect. And fortunately, in every community where I worked as an administrator, there was a Rotary Club. And I was asked to join in each community. And it's important, I think, for a school superintendent to be involved in the community as much as possible. And the key word in Rotary is service, as you mentioned.
Above all else.
So I tell people, if you want to explain what Rotary is, all you have to do is say the word service. We provide service to the community in general. We provide service to our own club to make sure our club meets well and we have a good location and the meals are good, those simple things. We provide service to the youth especially, but the actual name of Rotary is Rotary International. So there is also an international component to the service, and that's the part that I think makes us unique, and makes us worldwide. You can go anywhere in the world, except a few exceptions, and find a Rotary Club to attend, and you will be welcomed with open arms, which I've done many times and experienced that. So that kind of ties in with our global grant that we're going to eventually talk about, is the fact that service can be and should be international also.
Yeah, and the global grant is to provide and expand on orthopedic surgery. And in one of the countries that you're working on this in is in Haiti.
Right.
And I myself am half Haitian, and have done a lot to work in Haiti. My parents started a non-for-profit, Forgotten Children of Haiti, back in 1993. They did that with other family members and community members. And it was a wonderful experience growing up in and seeing firsthand the involvement in the community and the work that they did. And I even traveled to Haiti and experienced the great part of Haiti of visiting my mother's family members and their homes, and having wonderful meals, and sitting at a nice home in Haiti. So there's some beautiful parts. But we also traveled to the orphanage, and a memory that I remember till this day is we were at the orphanage. And we were outside in the yard, and I was playing with the kids, and I don't remember everything about that day, but I remember this day, this piece significantly, is that we were in a circle, and we were all holding hands, and we were just singing songs. We were just kids, just singing songs, holding hands, and they had a little nickname for me. It was Petit Blanc, and that means white boy, essentially. I remember that, and I remember it fondly, and I didn't know what that memory was going to do for me as I carried it through my life until today, where a lot of the work that I do today, so I started Den-10 Insurance and brought Forgotten Children of Haiti into the fold, and started working with non-for-profits locally to help them. So I didn't know how much of an impact that was going to have on me until I see it today, in that how much I want to help others. And sure. I believe that at that moment in time when I was 8 years old holding their hands, that I actually made a pact to those kids, that I'm going to come back and help them.
Yeah,
and so I was at a Rotary meeting in New Paltz a couple weeks ago, and you got up and you started speaking.
Right.
And it's very interesting because in New Paltz and in most of the circles that we're in, there's not too many Haitians. And so you got up and started speaking about the global grant that you were doing, and you spoke about a global grant for Haiti. And I couldn't believe it, that I was a guest in the room, and this is what you were speaking about. You really started
paying attention then, didn't you?
Oh, boy. Well, first of all, you were a very good speaker.
Oh, thanks.
So I always have an affinity for that because I'm part of Toastmasters International.
Oh, excellent.
And so I always pay attention to a good speaker.
Great.
So before we turned the mics on, you were sharing with me how you were sharing this story with others about how, just by chance, how we were able to meet.
Yeah, I just think it's so unique, and it was such a positive relationship. You sort of put the frosting on the cake of my story in terms of the need in Haiti for help of all kinds. So it was perfect that you were there.
Yeah, I think there's opportunities that we all have to be able to share our stories and to be able to share what we're doing. But like you said, to put the icing on the cake, where you brought up something in Haiti, and I want you to share that story. And what I added to it was something that was shared with me. A gentleman, Don Delaney, had sent me an article via mail. And he knows I'm Haitian, and so he thought this would be of importance to me. And I didn't know what significance it would have for me other than, okay, great. And he sent me a letter, and in that letter was an attachment, and it was of a Haitian man at this time in a West Point uniform.
Right. Yeah.
And in it was his story. And this young man's story was that he experienced the earthquake of 2010, which, by the way, was on my birthday, January 12th, which is a significant day. I share it with my grandmother. I share it with myself, and I believe it's what re-engaged me in Haiti in 2010. And so this boy was pulled out of the rubble in 2010, and through different grants and non-for-profits and people believing in him, came to the States and graduated West Point.
Excellent.
What an amazing feat.
Yeah.
And it's through work that people like you do and people in the Rotary do and people in our communities do. That being said, could you share with us a little bit about this grant and,
Sure.
and what's going on with it?
Very happy to. As I told you, Rotary has the international component, and each club should be working on something internationally, contributing to a international project or initiating one on their own. And we happen to have two new members join our club who had a personal interest in international projects, just because that's their personality. And one of them worked at our local hospital and was very good friends with a doctor, Dr. Ron Izraelski, who is a very well-known orthopedic surgeon in our area. And Ron, in 2010, went to Haiti with a group of his colleagues and pulled people out of rubble and put arms and legs back together in Haiti. And he got hooked on Haiti, if you will, and continued to do that. Since then, he formed a not-for-profit called Orthopedic Resource Services International, ORSI as it's referred to. And he has continued to go to Haiti and other Central American countries, and also he's recently been to Africa, and most recently he's been to the Ukraine and Poland with his organization. Things changed in Haiti the last couple of years. It's unsafe for Ron and his colleagues to go down there and work with the medical staff. So he needed some way of getting this help to them without putting his colleagues in danger. And so with our brainstorming, if you will, Ron came up with the idea that we could create a grant to fund an infrastructure that would allow us to present the education on orthopedics remotely. And he has a number of surgeons around the country, California, Chicago, NYU, who are willing to do this. So our global grant is mainly doing three things. And the key word is ICE, I-C-E. That helps me remember the key words. The I is infrastructure, and we're putting together telecommunications, Wi-Fi, monitors, computers, whatever the technology is needed to communicate from the United States to Haiti with the physicians and staff in the hospitals in Port-au-Prince. The second component is a clinical component, so that through this infrastructure, the doctors in the United States would actually be working with the physicians in Port-au-Prince, looking over their shoulder, if you will, as they actually work with patients, do surgery, do implants, whatever is required. And the third component is the E is education. There will be ongoing education workshops, conferences, meetings where staff will be exposed to the latest orthopedic developments, including within the grant. Those three components are covered, but also the equipment necessary for the doctors to do the appropriate surgery, the implants themselves, actually tables to do the surgery called fracture tables. And as I told you at our meeting before, I'm not a computer wizard and I'm not an orthopedic surgeon, but I'm learning those terms, especially as it's around this grant. So we have enough money to get that done. Our grant has been approved by the local Rotary District, which is 7210, which pretty much covers the Hudson Valley, and our next effort will be to submit it to Rotary International, which is headquartered in Evanston, Illinois, and they have to make the final approval. But we're really confident that this is something that will be approved. It's kind of unique. Normally our projects are we go into a community, dig water wells, we build schools, we do a hands-on project, boots on the ground. This is not that kind of a model at all. So
this is incredible work, and this will be in the show notes. But I just want to make sure that everybody knows how to help with this grant. Is there a website, or what can somebody do at this moment to help?
Well,
move this along for you.
Yeah, there is not a website, which I'm embarrassed to say. We probably should have had one, but we could just use my email. Sure. Is wbassett at hvc.rr.com. If anyone is interested, you could certainly contact me through that. What we're doing now is we hope to submit the grant in October, and I've been going around to various Rotary clubs to get their involvement, because some clubs do not have an international project. So this would actually allow them to check that box off on their agenda for the year, is that they're involved in this project, and hopefully they could make a monetary contribution to the project, and then we could include them in our application as a member.
And what are the goals? So there's a monetary goal.
Yeah, we've been approved for $90,000, which would fund the project as I described it. Any additional funds would allow us to probably include more equipment, more supplies for the grant that the doctors would need for their procedures. Mm-hmm. But also, one of our other goals is to educate fellow Rotarians on the global grant concept and the needs of Haiti. Just a little side story. As I told you, this is an infrastructure that would be in place focusing on orthopedics. But once we get it in place, there's no reason why it couldn't be used for OBGYN, for primary care, for pediatrics, whatever. In fact, one of the Rotarians, the president of the Port-au-Prince Rotary Club, is a radiologist, and she desperately needs help in her department, in her hospital. So we could shift to radiology, and hopefully maybe a future global grant could fund information related to radiology to bring them up to speed on new equipment and procedures.
Right. So it's also just highlighting the needs in Haiti and the different places. And one of them that I know my father and my brother did a medical mission on down in South America, which was vital to them, was just dentistry. Now my father is a PA; he's not a dentist at all, and my brother is not in medicine at all. But just by being able to go down there and help them with some dental hygiene and help the dentist over there be able to see some of them, because you don't realize how important your teeth are and your mouth is to your overall health.
Absolutely.
Until you meet a dentist who knows what they're talking about, right? So this is a really great mission. I want to just kind of bring everybody in here for a second as to why this mission is so important, not only to myself, because I'm half Haitian, and to our Haitian community and to our the people in Haiti, but the doctor who spawned this, I'd be doing his last name injustice. So Dr. Ron, you mentioned, also has a pretty incredible story.
Right.
Could you share a little bit about that? And his...
Yeah, Ron is an amazing man. Dr. Ron Israelski. His parents are Holocaust survivors, and he's the first child in the family to be born in the United States. His siblings were born in refugee camps after the war, and his parents have brought him up with this mission to make the world better, and he adopted that and has really exhibited that throughout his life. And he has this drive to make things better, and that's what motivated him to create Orsi, his not-for-profit, and then spread the word all over. He has an amazing story about going to the Ukraine, and he was actually in the front lines this summer patching up soldiers, and they need tourniquets, and he wound up going to Poland and buying tourniquets and showing up back in Ukraine with 4 miles of this material that they needed in the front lines. And he's just an amazing. Plus, he's seeing patients right. and putting in hips and fixing broken legs and things like that. So he's a great guy. Absolutely fabulous.
It's incredible work. I want to thank you so much for spreading the word, for creating awareness, and obviously Dr. Don Izrowski as well, and Dr. Ron Izrowski and his team of people. Something that I'd like to share with everybody who's listening, and something to think about is, when we think of the story of this young boy in 2010 who was pulled out of the rubble and is a West Point graduate today, the impact that has, that one person, in that we think sometimes when we're helping a cause, we want to see the results of it very quickly. And sometimes it takes time to see the results.
Sure.
And we don't see the results sometimes we're not going to change Haiti overnight. We're not going to change the other countries in need overnight. It's not going to happen. But it's important to realize that there's needs out there and to dedicate our time to help the people in those needs. Because if we can help one person, if we can impact one person's life, right. You could only imagine the impact that person will have on the lives of so many around them.
Multiplied many times over.
It's just multiplied many times over.
Right,
you said it best there. So I want everybody to remember that. Your email will be in the show notes so that people can contact you. We also have Orsi will be in the show notes, and we will dig up the website. I'm sure he has one, and find ways to donate. If you are a Rotarian, please get in touch with Dr. William Bassett, or he goes by Bill too.
Yeah, right.
Get in touch with him. He'd be more than happy to help you and your club do what you need to do in order to get this as part of one of your charters. Any final thoughts that you'd like to share with everyone?
No, I think you've summarized it very nicely. There happens to be several other Rotary clubs. I should give them a plug. The Liberty Rotary Club in Sullivan County has been doing fabulous work in Haiti. Many grants. Their emphasis is on potable water, and they've brought these kits into communities so that they have drinkable water, usable water. And also the Poughkeepsie Arlington Rotary Club works with Vassar, and they have something called the Vassar Haiti Project, which is going on right now, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
There's an art show, and people should check that out and buy artwork from that project to help the people of Haiti.
Thank you for bringing that up, the Vassar Art Project. I just briefly... when I was a little boy, when my parents and community members ran Forgotten Children of Haiti, they would do an art show once a year. And those were some of the most amazing times of my life, to run around the parish hall and see all of this beautiful art.
Yeah.
And Haitian art is very vibrant.
Very unique.
Colorful. Yeah. And it tells a story. And I remember one of the elders walking me through some of the paintings and sharing with me some of the stories inside of the painting.
Absolutely.
Is that each painting is a story, and you draw so much from this art. So it's beautiful art, and do visit it. It's at Vassar College here in Poughkeepsie. Do visit the different Rotary clubs. You're welcome as a guest.
Absolutely.
They'll buy you lunch. It was a delicious lunch over at Garvin's.
And it could be a prospective member, maybe. You can join Rotary eventually.
That's right. It's a wonderful club. Its slogan is...
Service above self.
Service above self. Thank you so much for coming in, Bill. I really appreciate your time today.
I enjoyed myself very much. Thanks, Mike.
Awesome. Thank you for listening to The Michael Esposito Show. For show notes, video clips, and more episodes, go to michaelespositoinc.com/podcast. Thank you again to our sponsor, Den 10 Insurance Services, helping businesses get the right insurance for all their insurance needs. Visit den10.io to get a quote. That's DENTEN.io. And remember, when you buy an insurance policy from Den 10, you're giving back on a global scale. This episode was produced by Uncle Mike at the iHeart Studios in Poughkeepsie. Special thanks to Lara Rodrian for the opportunity and my team at Michael Esposito, Inc.